Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here again, and today we got the announcement of a community event coming to Destiny 2 that I'm very, very excited about, as well as some other info in the swap. We got a ton of Crucible changes, which I made a whole separate video on, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'll have the link in the description down below. But jumping into the community event, which I think is going to be very interesting because it's improving the Elixir quarter. Since Season of the Splicer, we've been finding our new Elixir friends in some of the most unexpected places. Many corners of our tower have become safe havens for them, even if they're struggling with vending machines. A space in the last city was also carved out to serve as a home for them. I like it. I like the alliance we have with the Elixir. However, we've been noticing that the Elixir corner is a bit cold. While Spider has set up a cozy little shop to house his business dealings, many are still taking up residence in places without walls, shelter, or warmth. Misrax is calling upon us to aid in improving their living environment. Starting next Tuesday, the community event is beginning. Here's how you can help. All Guardians will be asked to collect treasure in the form of Captain's coins from around the system to donate towards the Elixir Corner, helping Spider with improvements and upkeep while Misrax and Ido devote their time to researching the relics of Nezarec. Captain's coins can be found in destination chests, lost sectors, public events, and of course, seasonal plunder, catch crash, and expedition activities if you haven't done those already. You can also find them in King's Fall, Raid, Dares of Eternity, Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit, which is good to know for sure. Each Guardian will have their own personal donations reward track with an emblem, upgrade materials, and a new swashbuckling go show. I like that. Give people a reason to grind and give people a reason to be at the top end of the donators. Community as a whole will pull their treasures together, help Misrax and Spider improve the Elixir Quarter, receiving global community earned rewards and a special Elixir thank you gifts along the way. I like this. I think it's a fun little thing to do at the end of the season. It's only 2 weeks long, so tell your friends to assemble a fire team and track down that treasure. Guardians may even find a deep side weapon or two to help them complete their crafting collection. I only need one more weapon, so I'm not really worried about that, but I know a lot of people still have some of those to do. So they also have a little message from the developing team. So they fixed some of the narrative voiceover problems that I guess were happening. I didn't experience any of them, but I know some people that did. So if you have not done the seasonal quest, do that now. You shouldn't have any issues at all. So contribute towards the community event. They've also updated the Scallywag title requirement. So this is going to be a bummer for those of the people that grinded this out. But I don't think this is a much of a problem. It wasn't that hard to begin with. I think these seasonal titles are not that big of a deal. And if you grind it out on week one or as soon as they're available, they adjust these over the course of time anyway. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's the same thing when they're doing the weapon crafting. They often change that and change how quickly or how well you get them over the course of the season. So grinding it out immediately is never a good idea because if it's too much work to do in one sitting, to do in a couple weeks, they're going to make those adjustments, and that's just something I always laugh at whenever they do because I don't mind it. I think as long as more people get it. I'm not wearing this title anyway. I doubt many people will for be longer than maybe a couple weeks anyway, so it's not that end of the world to me. So the changes are drop Ruffian completion value to 10 from 50, which again, a lot of people were farming the Ruffian or going out of their way to toss aside the balls in Expedition, which was unfortunate. So they changed that system so the Ruffians always spawn, and now they're reducing the Ruffian completion value. Drop vendor upgrades from 14 down from the 23. So basically 7 weeks of seasonal challenges. Change the promote and summon first mates down to 1 each time, which again is fine. It's not the end of the world. And they didn't have a deep enough tutorial for some players to fully grasp, and it requires a lengthy grind to unlock all 3 first mates. Change the seal requirement from 9 down to 8, which should allow some flexibility for players as they progress through the trials. So I think once this change is done, I'll actually have the title. I didn't really grind it that much, but over the course of the season and getting the weapons that I wanted, all that kind of good stuff, I did naturally finish most of them. So again, this is not the end of the world. It's one of those changes that I think people who did this early will be frustrated by, but that's the way it always goes. If you rush to do it right away, you're gonna end up having some feelings of regret probably as other people have an easier time. It's the same thing. I did the mountaintop quest, its first iteration, where it was as hard as possible. I suffered through it. I got mountaintop. I enjoyed using mountaintop, and then they lessened the requirements, and it was much easier. But that doesn't bother me because I think at the end of the day, I want more people to experience it. So overall, I'm excited to see these changes. I'm really, really hyped about the community event. I hope it actually works well and brings some people back to head into season 19, which we should also, not next week, but the week after, we should also get the end of season story, trailer, all that kind of good stuff. So it should be a very, very interesting few weeks in Destiny 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. My name is JoPa. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be covering Destiny in depth for the next few months, heading into Lightfall and all the way through it. So definitely stay tuned for that. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.